Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Andrew Grove. He is the Managing Director and CEO of Chesser Resources. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CHZ on the ASX, and Chesser Resources will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13 through 16, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com. And with that, Andrew, thank you very much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Good, thanks, Robert. And yourself?
Look, it's a beautiful day in digital Beaver Creek, but I'm looking forward to being there in person.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so for those that may not have seen any of the interviews that we've done in the past or haven't heard of Chesser Resources before tuning in here today, can you give us that quick overview of the company?
Yep, no problems. Chesser is a Australian listed but Senegal-focused gold company. Senegal is West Africa. We've made a discovery in our Diamba Sud project, which is on the eastern edge of Senegal, near the border of Mali, in the same rock types that host Loulo-Gounkoto and Fekola, sort of world-class ore bodies. They're all on this Mali side, but on the Senegal side, there's a strip of Senegal Mali Shear Zone rocks that has been relatively underexplored until recently. And then, what we've done is we identified a very extensive geochemical anomaly. We found mineralisation mid-2020, delivered our maiden resource estimate in November last year of 780,000 ounces. But importantly, there's lots of attributes that would lead to very economic extraction. It's shallow, got high, nearly 500,000 ounces at sort of circa 3 grams near surface. Made a new discovery late last year as well called Karakara, which is a kilometre or so away from that previous resource estimates, and we're drilling that out now, and we'll include that into our resource base. We wrapped a scoping study around the A&D deposits, which were the first two that we found, March this year, which produced very, very good results. The NPV of 300 million, IRRs of about 46% at $1,800 gold, 15-month payback because of the shallow nature of the mineralisation. Very simple execution model, no people we have to move or it's close to road infrastructure and things like that. So it's clearly an economic project. We think we're going to improve the scale of that and increase the size of it with the resource additions this year. And we're aiming for 1 million ounces this year. So that will give us a 10-year, 100,000 ounce project. And to help along with that, we're undertaking our feasibility study now. So metallurgical test work is underway. Baseline environmental works commenced. So we will, the plan is to have mid next year, we'll have the DFS completed. We'll have increased the resource base to plus 1 million ounces at least. There's lots of exploration opportunities to continue growing the resource, and then we'll go into the licensing phase. So maybe in 1 to 2 years' time, we're in a position where we can actually make an investment decision and go ahead and build this thing. Yeah.
Very good. Well, look, you kind of hit on a few of the questions I was going to ask you a little bit, post overview. But based on everything that you just said, what would you say from what you can tell us, what would you say is some of the highlights or the plans moving forward that you want investors or our audience to really get a better understanding of and really pay attention to?
Yeah. Okay. Well, a couple of points is that, the market probably perceives it as a bit small at 750,000 ounces in the pits, but it will grow. We'll get it to 1 million ounces pretty easily. The new Karakara resource, the results are really good, and we've defined fairly shallow mineralisation over 200 metres with very high grades along that, and in fact, it should lift up the average grade of the whole deposit areas. There's a whole bunch of anomalies that geochem anomalies on the tenement we haven't actually touched, or have had very little drilling. We did put out some results recently on our Western Splay targets, and again, hit multiple high-grade mineralisation near surface, as the grade's not as high, but it's still, it's within 10 metres of surface, structurally very complicated, and it's going to take a bit of time to work out. And the whole region is structurally complicated. So while we're finding the near-surface expressions of mineralisation that are defined by the geochem anomalies, the depth extensions or repeats of mineralisation that's the next challenge. And it's not just us exploring in the area. Barrick are very active exploring between us and the Mali border in their Bambadji JV with IAMGOLD. They've delivered multiple high-grade hits across, 15-kilometre strike length of this geochem anomaly. So there's a lot. It's an evolving gold belt, as we'd like to explain it, and it's delivering multiple, high-grade small deposits at the moment. Whether it hides the big Barrick scale project, we don't know, but in any respect, we're going to be in the middle of that with hopefully our own processing plant. And if it's small high-grade deposits of 300,000 to 400,000 ounces, then that suits us pretty well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, then with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Chesser Resources?
Well, look, the website is fully updated on www.chesserresources.com.au. ASX releases are all in the public domain as well. And of course, Beaver Creek will be there, and we'll have many meetings lined up, plus a presentation, and happy to chat to anybody.
Absolutely. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Beaver Creek.
Okay. See you there. Bye.
See you there. All right. Chesser Resources will be presenting again at the Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please visit precioussummit.com.